Good morning, everyone, and thank you, George, for the introduction. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, welcome to this session, The Power of Cities and Municipalities, Driving Innovation and Accountability at a Local Level. I'm Filippo Gavazzeni, Director of the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact and of the Cities Feeding the Future initiative. So the Milan Pact is a thriving community of more than 330 mayors all around the world committed to transforming their urban food systems. So from urban and peri-urban agriculture to the management of wholesale food aid and from food waste prevention, mayors have multiple levers that can enable food system transformation. However, the most tremendous one, the one that can achieve multiple objectives at once, is indeed school meals programs. That's why the majority of cities of the Milan Pact have a stake on it, so manage different aspects of school meals programs. So the Cities Feeding the Future, as George said, was launched in October at the first School Meals Coalition Summit and has three main areas of action. The first one is advocacy. So through champion mayors and through champion mayors, we are able to give the examples to other cities that want to improve their programs. And at the same time, we also promote national dialogues to advocate about the role of cities towards the national government and the international organization. The second one is the exchange of best practices from the cities in the network. So we are doing this through technical workshop and field visit, while the third one is research. So we support cities with their specific learning needs through tailored training and through the development of feasibility studies. All of this has been developed in synergy with the School Meals Coalition Secretariat, which I thank also for the organization of this very impactful event, and with the other initiatives. So you can have some insight of the role of cities also in the state of school feeding and in the global database that was presented yesterday. And in there you can see, for example, what the first cohort of champion mayors have been doing, starting from Addis Ababa, Bangkok, Copenhagen, Nairobi, Milan, Montpellier, Seoul, and Sao Paulo. We are confident that by combining data and best practice at the local level and the national level, we are able to achieve our objective sooner. So we have conducted many activities, but I would like to focus our attention on the three main, let's say, new products that we have been developing to support our cities. The first one is the case studies, the city case studies. That is a very new product that we have been developing with the research consortium, which I thank. This case studies, of course, is a template that can be replicable to other cities, but we started by a pilot, which is the Milan case. And I would like now to leave the floor to Ottavia Pieretto, who is officer of the City of Milan, that will explain you about the Milan case and how we can replicate the case studies for also other cities. Ottavia, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Filippo. Indeed, yeah, I'm very honored to be here today, and I have the pleasure of presenting the first flagship case studies on school meals that we did together with the research consortium. And as Filippo anticipated, it is about Milan, but it's not only about Milan. It is the starting point of a series of case studies that we envision to extend within the Cities Feeding the Future initiative. But let me briefly share with Milan what Milan represents in this field. So school meals in Milan are a historic public service. They began in 1900, and for over a century, they have been managed directly by the municipality. And today, through our in-house company, Milano Ristorazione, we serve 77,000 meals daily. from children as young as 4-month-old to those in lower secondary school. So we really had a huge, strong infrastructure. Just to give some numbers, 2 central kitchens, 22 neighborhood kitchens, 79 small kitchens, and 1 central warehouse. And every child is covered. We make sure also with income-based subsidies to ensure that no one is left behind. And so since 2015, with the launch of the Milan food policy, school meals have become the main driver of the city's efforts on food for the health and sustainability, but also, and Filippo already mentioned some of the key topics in urban food systems like food education and food waste reduction. And as the chair of the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact, the city of Milan has welcomed over 50 delegations of cities. So it has been amazing to exchange with cities from all over the world, and we are proud to have supported others in building their own programs, being inspired by our model. And the results are concrete. Between 2015 and 2024, we managed to reduce the greenhouse gas emission food-related by 36%, exceeding our target for 2030. And we cut our red meat purchase by 81%, increasing plant-based protein 9-fold. And also now every meal has at least 64% of ingredients from organic suppliers. So in the case study, we show this and how it was achieved, so through a combination of innovation and collaboration. For example, we redesigned our menu with a clear protein transition towards more plant-based diet. And we used public procurement as a lever for sustainability, giving priority to local producer, organic food, and social and environmental standards. But also importantly, we redesigned our canteens, so where the children eat, with this behavioral nudging, as we believe where the children eat must be a comfortable environment, and is very important. And also, we launched initiative for example, fruit at mid-morning, and we engaged the families and teachers through school meals committee. And I mean, there are also challenges, of course, they remain. We want to increase the acceptance from children of legumes and new recipes that can be difficult sometimes. And also we want to strengthen the alliance among teachers, principals, and families, and continuing to improve the food environments. So you see how, for us, the school meals are really at the backbone of our food policy in the city, but the real value of this work lies in sharing and scaling. This is the first, as I said at the beginning, series of a flagship case study that we want to develop with the other champion mayors, so with mayors that have been leading outstanding results in their cities on school meals programs, within the Cities Feeding the Future initiative, and with the previous support of the research consortium. And we think that sharing these stories of the cities first can inspire other cities, so other mayors that can then replicate. But then I think it was amazing yesterday hearing, and also today, about the amazing commitment from countries and what you're already been doing. And in the first session, it was said, and I really agree, that governments are leading the way. And I think that they can't reach the destination without cities engaged. So we really see these case studies as that they can show to everyone that local authorities are the key driver of change. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ottavia. You already said it all. So these case studies pave the future of collaboration among cities and also national governments. But now I would like to give the floor to George for a while for an announcement.
Colleagues, thank you very much. Let's all be attentive. So I am not interrupting you, and I'm not going to stop you, but I think that the fact that you're talking about cities is so important that the word is already out, and we have someone really important who is joining you, and I would really like them to join you. The mayor of our host city, Fortaleza, is here as well, and so I'd want to invite Mayor Evandro Leitão to join you here. Please, a round of applause. Word is going out. We're discussing cities, and that's why he's here. Back to you.
Thank you, George, and welcome on stage, Mayor Leitão. So, thank you, Ottavia. As I mentioned, this is one of the product and service that we will keep working on with the research consortium, but today we would like to highlight other two important activities that we have been conducted to support cities, because we have received great requests from training and of training and technical support from our cities. That's why we partner with the ASEAN Secretariat to organize several activities to support the cities in Asia Pacific. But to know more, I leave the floor to Serena Duraccio, who is officers of the Milan Pact, that will tell you more about the project spreading experiences and knowledge on school meals in ASEAN cities.
Thank you, Filippo. This project was a project that we developed with ASEAN, funded by the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Was a very long and complex project that lasted 1 year and involved 29 cities from 8 ASEAN member states. I won't go in details about all the different phases of the project, but I think it would be worth mentioning 2 key products that we provided to cities and that we felt like were very beneficial for them. So the first one is an in-person training, executive training that we provided to city officers last year in Indonesia. It was aimed at city officers from all ASEAN member states, and the aim was really to provide them with tools and knowledge about school meals programs. So we tried to cover all different aspects. So going from talking about food education to improving hygiene and food safety, and in other cases to talk about food waste reduction or all the aspects related to procurement. Of course, you can imagine that when you talk with different cities coming from different countries, this means different needs from cities. So they were all, let's say, at different levels of involvement. Still, we found that this was really beneficial for them. We had the great feedback from their side and also from the ASEAN Secretariat. And we feel like this is kind of a great opportunity for cities around the world to really work on their school meals program, and we hope to replicate this hopefully in the region, but not only in the region, also in other areas of the world. And I hope this can be of interest for countries here present today, because we really need to highlight how important are cities in this discussion. And then let's say that the second key product that we did still within this same project, we supported some of these cities with development of feasibility studies for them. And this was possible thanks to, as Ottavia already mentioned, Milano Ristorazione, which is a public-owned company from the city of Milan. That is the one that managed the school meals program. And so moving from the expertise of the city of Milan and of Milano Ristorazione, the engineers of the agency were able to support these cities and develop for them 6 feasibility studies for 6 cities. These focused on different aspects depending on the city's need. In some cases, we talk about the food safety. In some others, they were able to plan for them some kitchens. We have heard this morning that this was another key interest from some countries. So some kitchens to be developed in their cities. So this also, of course, is a really tangible tool for cities and something that is basically ready to implement. And what we would like to do in the next month, and we will do it through a project, again with the ASEAN, we will try to mobilize resources to keep supporting these cities. And so basically to turn this piece of papers into reality and making this possible for them. So continuing to providing nutritious and sustainable meals for our cities.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Serena, for showing other two key activities that the Cities Feeding the Future is conducting and will conduct for now in Asia Pacific, but hopefully with the interest and support of other countries also elsewhere. We are talking about training, executive training for officers, and about feasibility studies. Thank you very much. So, let's now move to the second segment of this session, and I am very, very happy to have here with me two cities representing Brazil. It's not by chance, of course. Brazil is our hosting country, but Brazil has also one of the most advanced school meals program in the world, which has mayors at the forefront in providing them every day. So these are two very, very important examples to showcase the role of cities. So let me start with the mayor of Fortaleza, Evandro Leitão. And first of all, thank you for hosting us in your beautiful city. We are eager to know more about your improvement in school meals that you recently announced. So could you tell us more about the changes you made to your school meals program and what drivers led you to this reform and how this improvement are helping to transform the food system across the entire city?
Bem, muito boa tarde aí a todos e a todas. Novamente, sejam todos muito bem-vindos aqui a Fortaleza, ao nosso país, o Brasil, ao nosso estado, Ceará e a nossa cidade, Fortaleza. E queria aqui, de forma muito especial, saudar aí o Filippo, a Darklane, a Ottavia e a Serena, e prazer estar fazendo parte aqui dessa mesa. Bem, nós assumimos a Prefeitura de Fortaleza, tem aproximadamente aí, completando 9 meses, agora no final de setembro, e quando nós assumimos, a gente constatou uma rede municipal de educação bastante carente em todos os sentidos, no sentido de estrutura física, no sentido de boas condições para os alunos serem oportunizados de receber seus conhecimentos. E isso perpassa pela questão da climatização, isso perpassa pela condição até mesmo de uma farda, que é algo simbólico, chegando à questão da alimentação, do cardápio que era servido nas escolas. Nós temos uma rede de 630 escolas aqui no município de Fortaleza, na cidade de Fortaleza. Nós temos algo em torno de 270 mil alunos e alunas que fazem parte da nossa rede. E para que a gente possa falar, aqui já foi dito bastante, falar em educação de qualidade, nós temos que dar as mínimas condições para essas crianças, elas possam obter esses conhecimentos. E aí nós iniciamos nós estamos aí reformando todas as nossas unidades escolares. Nós fomos a primeira cidade do país a dar o reajuste do professor. Eu digo isso porque talvez não nos seus países, nas suas cidades,
because maybe this is not it's not common, but here we have a debate over. We deal with that. So we were the very first city in Brazil to help and to scale up the finance for teachers, and we also have help with the coolings for all the classrooms in our state. Only apenas 50% that is effectively before they had air conditioning, and now we have the plan to project to the end of our mandate our 100% school be with air conditioning and with cooling system, and this in the municipality school. Maybe you're asking, what does have to do with the school meals? It has to do with we are actually creating an environment for the student will be able to have a better condition. So then we start talking about how the menu should be addressed. How should we talk about that? Before there was no protein, so every day it was only fruit served for the kids, and then we reformulating and all the menu that every day we have respecting the recommendation of the PNI and also valuing our feed culture. So every day we have a menu, a different menu. We serve baião de dois, those who are Brazilian, which is actually baião de dois is rice and beans together. And we also have eggs, yuca flour. We also give pasta and corn and chicken. And on Friday, we also offer on Friday a very famous local dish that is well known in our city. So this menu has been reformulated with a detail that's very important. We are requiring, and actually from local farmers, which actually help us to also increase the segment of our society, the local farms. And it's also important that we point out that besides this, the variables, the interventions that we've been carrying, we also want to make sure in our network, school network, it's also important that we have created a program that is based on the state governor is also doing. It's called Ceará Without Hunger, where we allocate and we distribute daily meals. We are actually follow suit our state governor, and we are replicating it in the city of Fortaleza. We have just started this within 20 days. We have implemented this, and actually we have announced it, and now we are implementing this daily soup, especially at night, as a complement. We are all serving at night for communities. The 1,000 and Fortaleza people that we have. So we have made a lot of efforts. We've been able to take 30,000 people, lifted them up for poverty. We have more than 2,570,000 according to the last census. So we have approximately 50% of our population that we register, sign up for our programs. So the dependence of the state is still very strong, and the municipality and also the union, the country. So that's why we are coming up with these policies, especially for the feeding programs in the schools, so we'll be able, this is a reality. So we have implemented that in March this year, and it's been such a success. And young people and the students, they love it. And a very important detail here, we are providing not only for students, we also offering the menu for all the teachers, the principals, coordinators, all the staff of the school are also enjoying this new meal. So we have made stride. It's been a lot of progress. And I actually, today, I went to one of the school, and I was a very remote place from the central area of Fortaleza in Conjunto Ceará. Today I went there and I delivered and I gave this. So this is one of the data that we have been current, the new menu. So everybody's congratulate on this. It's very symbolic. But not only the symbolism, we also have our responsibility as public managers to allow and to help our students for our network. So I want to thank you for giving me the floor, and I thank you guys for sharing, and especially to be in our city. And I thank you for, I wanted to give an embrace, and this is a very welcome city, not only the people from Belo Horizonte will forgive me, but Fortaleza is actually the most beautiful city in Brazil. So I hope that you have a great stay, and I hope you can come back to the city and you'll be able to delight yourself and indulge yourself with our cuisine and everything else. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mayor Leitão. So this shows very, very clear about the commitment and the passion of mayors in addressing and improving many, many aspects of a school feeding program. So thank you very much. That was very inspiring, and it's not by chance that we will see at the end of this session, but you will sign the pact and join the Cities Feeding the Future initiative as a champion mayor for school meals. And now, let's move to another cities from Brazil, from the city of Belo Horizonte, which signed the pact in 2015 and is also part of the steering committee. And I take the opportunity of thanking you for your important commitment in the Milan Pact. So, the mayor of Belo Horizonte has shared some great practices to improve city's food system, among which there is one that is very interesting for us, which is Cesta na Feiras program. Can you explain what are the main benefits and also challenges of this program?
Oi. Bom, boa tarde a todos e todas. Boa tarde, Filippo. Obrigada pelo convite, obrigada ao Pacto, à coalizão. Quero cumprimentar de forma muito especial o prefeito Evandro. De fato, o Belo Horizonte Fortaleza está bem parecido nas belezas naturais, apesar de Belo Horizonte não ter mar, mas tem uma gastronomia muito forte. Bom, Belo Horizonte executa o Programa Municipal de Alimentação Escolar aos moldes da resolução do FNDE e das diretrizes federais. Belo Horizonte serve, em média, 79 milhões de refeições no âmbito desse programa, para mais de 500 unidades, são 75 nutricionistas envolvidos, mais de 86 milhões de reais, através do cofinanciamento federal, mas também com investimento público do município. E, dentro da reflexão da importância do programa de alimentação escolar, prefeito, nós, em diálogo com o Conselho Municipal de Segurança Alimentar,
we understand that, especially when we have a census of the data and the hunger that the municipality go, we have actually assessed and made evaluation what are the challenges of the vulnerable families facing, especially during a collective holidays or vacation. Especially like if we give away at least from 1 to 5 meals a day, especially considering the time that they stay in the school, how can Penai care about the nutrition and the feeding culture and the sanity of the food that is sold? We also should be thinking about the period that when the school are off, when the school is so especially for the families who are underprivileged. So we have designed a strategy that it was called a basket, which is a food basket that we give away. It was actually designed by a group of nutritionists that we put skim milk, noodles, rice, oil, tomato sauce, sardine, and other food. And so we'll be able to contribute to the families during the 2 periods that in Brazil we have 2 moments when they have a break from school. One is in July and the other one is in the end of December, starting January. So this food basket they are delivered to the families, and 35,000 families have been assisted by the service in the municipality of Belo Horizonte. And we actually we try to check the signing of the student at the beginning of the year. So Brazil has this registration that with all the data that's being related to with the family, especially the areas they are underprivileged or vulnerability. So we put it together. We collect that information from vulnerability of the city, and then we identify the families that will be able to have the food basket. On the other side of the coin, we have a staff, a very disciplined, that is Secretariat. We have 5 municipality organs that are working together, especially our technology and information, social assistant, security, food. We want to be able to form the access to the food. We also were very much concerned about, we want to make sure that this will be humanized. We didn't want a line, we didn't want agglomeration, we want the family that will be like a right to give. So we have this bidding process that we start, and our supplier needs to have stores all across the place of the city, so that the family will be able also to visualize the voucher, or be able to have one through the internet. So put the name of the registration number or a referential number for the municipality indicator, and then she is able to withdraw this voucher and can print it on the cell phone, get in line as any other citizen, and then show this voucher at the counter, at the supermarket counter, and can get your food basket. So it's very simple. It's the history of Brazil, especially. But on the other side, it's very sophisticated one, because when it brings the simplicity, it's a guarantee right for the family, so the family will feel humanized and welcome, especially in the access for food. So with this, we are able to reach more than 80% of the families in underprivileged and in low income, from the ones from school, to guaranteeing that during the breaks from the school, they will also have the ability to have the food in the municipality of Belo Horizonte. Thank you, Filippo.
Muito obrigado, Darklane. This shows you how cities and mayors are at the forefront to providing immediate reaction to citizen need, starting for the most in need. They have the sense, let's say, of what is happening in their cities and what is more needed at the time. They can act quickly, and they can also have an effective monitoring system. So thank you very much. And also, as Fortaleza, also Belo Horizonte is a champion mayor of the Cities Feeding the Future initiative. So you are on the spotlight, but at the same time, you will have the burden to try to push and support other cities of the community to advance as you are doing in your city. So thank you very much for this extra commitment. So we saw how through different models, approaches, strengthened, but also challenges, cities are able to provide healthy and sustainable meals in their schools. And as I mentioned, Brazil is a very, very important example for the entire community and the entire world. We have seen in this summit that a lot has been done already, but there is still a lot to be done, but all together. So our initiative will play its part, and we will keep working with you, with the partners, with the School Meal Coalition Secretariat, with the Research Consortium, for example, as we are committed to develop new case studies on cities, starting with the one of our champion mayors. This will be very, very useful and insightful for the other cities. We will continue to enrich the School Meals Coalition database, including more details in collaboration with the Data and Monitoring Initiative. And then we also commit to continuing support to the ASEAN cities that has received the feasibility studies. We will do our best to mobilize funding to step into the implementation phase. So as Serena mentioned, to move from the executive project of a centralized kitchen into action, enabling mayors to start effectively serving meals, starting from the neighborhood with the highest index of food insecurity. We will continue delivering executive trainings, and also early next year we will organize a new national dialogue in Indonesia hosted by the mayor of Semarang that will enable Indonesian cities and government to a much effective governance model to provide more efficiently the school meals. And lastly, based on the practice received to the Milan Pact Awards, we will soon announce a new cohort of champion mayors at the upcoming global forum of the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact. And I am delighted to have anticipated the Brazilian champion mayors today, which are Belo Horizonte and Fortaleza. So mid-October, we will continue this discussion on cities and school meals at the Global Forum with over 500 delegates from all over the world. And I'm sure this will be an important stepping stone for our activity next year. So, well, I just mentioned many commitments of the initiatives. So colleagues from the Milan Pact Secretariat, no pressure, keep smiling. We will keep working for supporting our cities in close collaboration with the national government. Okay, so now it's another important moment of our session because there is the signing ceremony of a new city joining the Pact, which is the city of Fortaleza. So I would like to ask the support of George, who will coordinate the signing ceremony, and also invite on stage another important guest.
Thank you, Filippo, and thanks to all of your members of the panel, and congratulations to them. Please, a big round of applause to them. And as Filippo is saying, there is a big moment here. We're going to have a signing ceremony, and so for that, I would like, please give me the permission here to invite onto this stage I would like that we should invite Her Excellency Fernanda Pacobahyba, and she is the President of Brazil's National Fund for Educational Development, FNDE, and she is representing Brazil as the co-chair of the School Meals Coalition. And Filippo, it's over to you to invite your new members so that you have the signing. Filippo's microphone, please.
Okay. Thank you, George, and welcome on stage to the co-chair of Brazil. So now it's the signing ceremony, so I kindly invite the mayor of Fortaleza to be with us at the table to sign officially the pact and join the Milan Pact and the Cities Feeding the Future initiative. Please, Mayor.
Congratulations to Fortaleza for joining, and thank you so much to the mayor. The mayor wants to make sure that you have this moment. We can see it in photograph. Thank you. And now may I invite Her Excellency Fernanda Pacobahyba to be the one to close this session for us. Thank you.
Bom dia a todas e todos, mais uma vez. Once again, we are now closing this panel, which was an extremely rich panel that will bring this transformational power of our cities, of our municipalities in the promotion of the school meals, in the construction of food systems that are fairer, more just and sustainable. I'd like to thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your participation. Our dear Mayor of Fortaleza, Mayor Evandro Leitão, Darklane Rodrigues, representing the city of Belo Horizonte, a beautiful place. Filippo Gavazzeni, director of the Milan Foods Urban Policy Pact, Darklane from the Secretariat of Milan as well, Ottavia, Pieretto from the city of Milan as well. Thank you very much for your generosity of sharing your views and strategies and solutions that shows us in practice how innovation will flourish at the local level. Today is a very important day for us. I'm not from Fortaleza born. I was born in the state of Ceará. It's a great pleasure and honor to be here personally when City of Fortaleza signed the urban policy pact of the city of Milan. Is a formal commitment not only reverberated in Brazil but in the world. Congratulations again, Mayor. Also like to highlight a visionary decision taken in 2023 when the co-chairs of the coalition had the idea of creating the Cities Feeding for Future initiative, leaving the cities to execute the Pact of Milan. It was great to listen to the experiences presented by Fortaleza. I am a witness of the transformation made by this administration of Mayor Leitão and City of Belo Horizonte are examples of leadership and creativity that shows how the mayors are in a privileged position to understand the needs of all citizens. I believe enormously, and I really have a lot of respect for the mayors, that these local leaders will have a great power of transformation because they are very close to the population, and being aware and having the sensitivity, as we see in Brazil, the possibility of transforming these people's lives. In Brazil, the public education organization is structured from the collaboration of the federal, state and municipality. And Minister Camilla normally says that the role of our education is a role of collaboration at the national level, but the execution we need to respect enormously because it happens at the municipalities and the subnational levels at the states. What we've seen in this panel has already taken a solid path. Tools, methodologies, activities. Filippo said enormously in the data banks. We know that we have a whole intelligence related to these initiatives, and this movement will cause a huge impact that's not only local but global as well. I would like to invite you all and leave you with a piece of hope that all the member countries recognize the key role of the mayors and support their initiatives. Only through this collaboration, multi-sectorial and multi-level one, we'll be able to speed up and accelerate the improvements of the school meal at the national and international level. It's the new forms of governance built at the national, local, international levels can dialogue and strengthen themselves mutually. And by doing so, it is important to recall that Brazil has invested a lot in the construction of these bridges. FNDE, since 2018, has created the Sustainable School Meals Network in Latin American and Caribbean with the ABC agency and FAO. Let me salute the representatives of FAO here. And talking about the initiative that we did last month in the city of Manaus, in the heart of the Amazon, with the participation of 15 countries. And we were able, at the local structure of PNI, see in the practice the collaboration region between the different levels of government. We also visited the distribution center of the municipal city hall where the food from family agriculture are organized and distributed to the schools. Admirable logistic structure in the heart of the Amazon that guarantee adequate transportation and storage of various different local foods. So our network is a network that dialogues with the local realities and brings a huge wealth to us. That's why we're also in the coalition, because one of the axes that we have to offer is our expertise in what we built together with Latin America and the Caribbean, together with ABC and FAO. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall now close this panel with the understanding that the cities and the municipalities have a key role in the future for school meals. It is in the territory that the policies come through, in the schools, the markets, local community kitchens, and distribution centers that the equity, sustainability, social fairness principles are made through. I wish that the energy that we sing today in all these cities can inspire each one of you in new partnerships and solutions. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon.